Hello my beautiful gorgeous babes out there, and welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. But today I'm going to be sharing my favorite green and blue eyeshadow palettes. I love eyeshadow palettes. That is something that I buy the most in my makeup collection, and I specifically like to wear blue and green eyeshadows. They are my favorite colors to wear in my eyes and my favorite like color clothes to wear as well. Like I have so many blue dresses, so many green dresses, and things of that nature, and I just gravitate to blue and green. So I wanted to share with you guys my favorite eyeshadow palettes for blue and green shadows. So this is a very specific video, so if you like wearing those colors, then obviously this video is for you. If you are a neutral Nelly or don't like wearing those kind of colors on your eyes, this is probably not going to be a video for you, but I just gonna jump in it, and I hope you guys enjoy. Alright, so of course the most popular palette that's like all over social media is the Jeffree Star Blue Blood palette, and this came out, was it a couple months ago, and people went crazy. Well, at least people who are like me that love blue eyeshadow palettes, and of course people who like Jeffree Star Cosmetics. But this is my only item that I own from Jeffree Star, and I just, because it spoke to me. This is me in a palette. I love blues. I love this color combination. I like that they do have some tealy colors in here as well. You can do a soft pastel-y look with the colors in here, and you can also do a very like darker sultry look as well. And I think you can do a lot with this. Now, not everybody's gonna look at this and be like, this isn't a friendly palette, easy palette to make looks with. Especially if you're into neutrals, this is going to be like kind of intimidating to look at, and especially if you don't ever wear blue on your eyes. But because I wear it all the time, I know how to either do really vibrant blue looks or tone down like how I have it right now and make it a little bit more like work appropriate or going out appropriate, and make it a little bit more wearable, or doing like full bam, thank you ma'am, purple, blue, I didn't mean to say purple, but blue all up in your face. So yes, I think this is actually a really amazing palette. It is a pricier palette, but it's big. You get a lot of shadow in here and a lot of good combination of things, and I just think the shadow formula is actually really good in this. I'm just gonna swatch some of the blue shadows in here. I think they're just really pretty. The shimmers are really nice. Overall, really good palette. So I'm just going to show you guys some of the shades that I love in this palette. It's just so pretty. Definitely recommend. And I'll link everything below I'm talking about if you're interested in something like this. The next palette is a green palette, and this is from Juvia's Place, the Tri palette. And this one has a mix of neutrals in it. This has 3 greens, and then it has neutrals to pair with it, and it's kind of limey green, well, more like 4 greens, and then other more neutral shades. And this is really good for someone who maybe doesn't want full-blown just that color, and they want to be able to make the look wearable, so they threw in some browns in here. And this one's cool because you could do an orange look, you could do a brown look, you can do a green look, but I think this is a really pretty green palette. I love these greens in here, and it's just different types of green, which I think is kind of cool. And then they have like shadows that go very well with green eyeshadows. And Juvia's Place is a very affordable brand. This is, I think, $22, but when I saw this posted, I was like, I have to have it. And of course the green packaging. Now for me, I would have preferred it to be like all green, just different types of greens, but I know that won't work for everyone. Sometimes they need a mix to make it more wearable and more attractive to a more range of people than making it predominantly like on one color scale. But I really love it. Besides that, I still love it. I still work with it a lot. A recently released palette is the Ace Beauty Oceanic Palette right here. This one is very new. I think it just recently came out, but this palette is so pretty. I like this pretty much. I think this would, I'd have to say this is my most favorite palette out of all the ones that I'm going to show you, because the color combinations are so beautiful. This is the blue and green palette. they have pastels in here. They have like a neon right here. They have turquoise, they have light blue, sky blue, dark blue. They've got some olivey tones, like a nice dark green. I think it's so pretty. You can do so many looks with this on different scales of green and blue. And I think that's amazing. And the shadows in here are so beautiful. This Mykonos shade, this turquoise one, is so pretty. I'm gonna swatch some more. I just want to show you guys like some of the shades I love in here, and you'll just see it's so pretty. You see that's such a good combination of shades. So if you want to do like a bright turquoise look, you want to do an olivey green look, you want to be more grungy, you have room to play with this. I definitely recommend this to people who love blue and green shadows on your eyes, or people who just like to play with color. I think this palette went for like $30, and there's oftentimes you can find codes all over YouTube and stuff to get additional percentage off. If I can find a code for you, I will link it below, but I definitely recommend. I think it's a beautiful palette, and they recently had came out with some other palettes with like different color schemes, and I think those were good, but I think that they did improve the formula with this palette, so I definitely recommend that. Yeah, another palette, this is the Ace Beauty, is also an indie brand, and this one I'm about to show you is an indie brand as well. This is the Haseena 2 palette from Blush Tribe, and I think they're from Europe. I might be wrong, but it is an indie brand. Another beautiful blue-green eyeshadow palette. And this one has purples in it, which purple is something I also like wearing on my eyes. If I'm not going to go towards green or blue, I would go towards a purple look as well. I just prefer cool tone looks and all that. But these are beautiful. Like this shade right here is such a pretty shade. These blues right here, there's kind of like a teal, I would say. And they have some really good mattes in here. I would say it's more mattes than they are shimmers, which that would be good for someone who wants more mattes to work with and don't gravitate as much to shimmers. And the formula is amazing in this. I think it's like great quality. Just swatch some of the shades in here. So here's some of the shades in the Haseena 2 palette. So pretty, right? So pretty. I hope you guys can see this, but definitely recommend. And I think this is in the $30 range. Now another one, a very affordable palette that is new to my collection, but it's so beautiful. This is from Calado Cosmetics. You see this packaging? It is so pretty. I love the packaging, and it's called Aquaholic, and this is a very unique green eyeshadow palette. It is very grungy and muted and more on the darker side, and when you see the packaging you're expecting more of these kind of colors, but then you're surprised and you're like, whoa, something different. And you know, maybe some people will be upset because the packaging looks brighter, but I wasn't. I like the fact that this is more on a muted, grungy, darker side of things, because it makes it very unique and not like every other green eyeshadow palette. And the shades here are so pretty, and I think this little palette right here is $12 or something on their website. I'm sorry, I forgot to mention this is an all shimmer palette, so if you need mattes in your palette, or you prefer to have a cohesive one where you can just do a look with just the shadows in the palette, then this is not going to be something for you, because they're all shimmers and kind of satiny shades. But I'm okay with that, because I have so many other palettes to pull from that I don't mind that I have to work with other palettes, because I prefer to do that. That's how I do most of my looks. But the shades are just very unique and buttery. And for a $12 palette, do you see these swatches? Very pretty. For 12 bucks, you get some quality shadows in here, and I think it's just gorgeous. They are also vegan and cruelty free. I did not mention that. I think most of the ones are cruelty free. Like this one is cruelty free. I think Ace Beauty is as well. I might be wrong, but great. Now, of course, these are also two very popular and highly spoken about palettes, but it is from Colourpop, the Blue Moon palette and the Just My Luck palette. These are such great all one color palette. Like, they're only 12 bucks. They don't cost a lot. And this is great for someone who doesn't typically use green a lot but wants some green shadows in their collection. If they want to be able to play around with it, then this is a good starter palette because one, it's super affordable. It's a easy monochromatic palette, and then it carries all the green shades that you may need for wanting to play around with. And of course, green lovers, yes, you're gonna love this because it's all green. And Colourpop makes great quality shadows for such a good price, so definitely recommend this one. And honestly, I'm like on a kick for all of their little monochromatic palettes. Like, I want every one, even though I don't need any more. And oh, this is so pretty. Do you see this? This Blue Moon palette is gorgeous. Like, this shade right here is so vibrant and just out of this world. This is such a good little shade to put on top things. It's kind of like a shifty little AC shade here. So pretty. And these blues actually blend really well because blues are not the easiest shadows, especially matte blues, to work with. And I was very surprised. I think these shades are really easy to work with. But another beautiful blue palette. Another affordable range palette. I don't know if they sell this anymore, but this is from Face Candy. This is what I bought on Hush. I don't know if Face Candy has their own site, but I know that there's no longer a Hush app anymore. But this came out, I think, last year to mimic the Tarte palette that they had shown as like an April Fool's, was their Icy Bitch palette, I think it was called. But they took inspiration from that and made this palette. And this is before like all the green and blue palettes started coming out. They came out with this, and I think it's so pretty. Now, I don't know if Tarte just started a trend by releasing that, and then that gave ideas to other brands. Honestly, I wish they had just released that palette instead of being April fooling us. But very pretty. This is very affordable. I'm gonna try to find it. Hopefully it is still available, but I think the shades are really pretty and they work well. Now, they're not the best shadows in the world, but they do work well and they do perform just fine when you're creating a look. Super pretty. So if you don't want to pay like $30-something for like the Ace Beauty, but I do highly recommend that palette, you can go for the Atlantis palette. It's like half the price, and I still think it's pretty good, especially if like blue and green shadows are not necessary and you just want something to play with. Why not go affordable? Another indie brand. I think it's just indie brands in general are killing the game when it comes to good blue and green eyeshadow palettes. But this is what this palette looks like. This is the Dream Without Fear, Love Without Limits. This is from the brand Certified, which I also think they're a sister brand to Blush Tribe. I might be wrong, but this is gorgeous, beautiful, and I think this is in the $30 range. But look at that. This is a really good palette, and this has lots of mattes. So if you're a matte lover, you're gonna love this. This is like, well, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 mattes in here. But they do have good shimmers that are like good complementary shimmers to the mattes. This is a shimmer. There's the 1, 2, 3, 4 shimmers. So this is predominantly a matte palette, which I'm okay with because these mattes are all different shades, so you can create different tone looks. You can do a lighter, brighter, you can do a blue look. It's so beautiful, this palette. If you haven't seen this and you like blue and green palette, please pick it up. You won't be disappointed. Certified has a really good formula. Their mattes are beautiful, they blend well, the shimmers are gorgeous. I want to like swatch one of these. It's so beautiful, these shades. Do you see that? And maybe I should swatch a matte too. It's not helping because I'm using my dry hand, but these are the shades. Very pretty. One of my faves. Okay, so some more affordable ones. These are not actually that popular for some reason, but it's the BH Cosmetics Zodiac palette, the Pisces, and the Aquarius palette. And on the photos on their website, they look lackluster, like not exciting, because they're more in the muted tone. But this is a beautiful blue palette. Like the shadows in here perform very well. And if you own the BH Cosmetics Oasis palette, then you're gonna love this because it's the same formula in here. And this beautiful like icy blue highlight right here, so pretty to put on the inner corners of your eyes. And these are wearable because it gives you some brown, so you can make this look very wearable blue look with this palette. And it's, I think, like oftentimes they're on sale and you can get these little palettes for $8. And I don't think you'll be disappointed. I think these palettes look better in person than they do on the website. So if you were on the fence about it, I definitely recommend picking them up. And then this is the Pisces palette. And this is more of a teal palette, teal greens on here, but they're really pretty. And then it has a mix of browns, so you can make the look wearable and more easy to like wear out to work or something. If you're not fully comfortable doing like super bright green looks, you can do it with this look. And this highlight shade is super pretty. I think the formula is amazing for how much you pay for these little palettes. And I'm telling you guys, you can always get these for $8 on BH Cosmetics. So if you're like just trying out to venture to like more color on your eyes, these are good starter palettes. I think some of the other Zodiac ones maybe have some yellow to it, and I forgot what the other ones look like, but I really recommend the Pisces and the Aquarius palette. And I think that's it for all my recommendations for blue and green eyeshadow palettes. Hope you enjoyed this video. It was a little different from what I normally do on my channel, but it's because it's something that I love talking about. I love eyeshadows and I love blue and green, so I thought this would be a perfect video to share something I'm very passionate about. But I know it's very specific, so this is not for everybody. But if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up, leave your comments below. I love hearing from all of you. And if you haven't checked out my other social media, please do, and please subscribe. I would love to have you on this fashion, beauty, fun loving journey that we are all on. But until next time, bye guys.